How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and also to the final episode here on the free-to-play series, where content creators and also the community have been battling it out for the past 3 months to see how far that they can take their free-to-play journeys without using any summoned legendary champions. And we actually managed to pick up a ton on my account, which I'll show you very soon. But what I wanted to do today was actually do a wrap-up and see where did I manage to take it over this time period. And if we have a quick look into my clan boss, which I don't think I've even spoken about yet, I can now top chest the Ultra Nightmare, and I did this every single day since day number 83 of the series. So I believe I picked up an epic skill tome down here, so 83, and then now we're on day 91, so the series is actually finishing tomorrow on day 92, and we're going to be joining Hell Hades for a live stream over on his channel to see where the ranking stands for both the community and the teams of creators that was put together from the Spin the Wheel. So I guess the first thing we'll go over is which champions did I choose to develop over this time and take all the way to 6-star and the value that they've had in specific areas. So I'd say Rathalos was the pinnacle of my team. He's in my arena, in my Doom Tower comps, in my Clan Boss team, you name it. He has been an absolute game changer for so many different areas. And as you see here, the gear hasn't really changed over the past 3 months. I'm still rocking the lifesteal because I do need to heal by the damage inflicted, but maybe just got a bit of extra stats here and there. But overall, you know, I didn't go crazy heavy on his build, and he's been putting in a phenomenal job, especially in the Brimstone Blessing. We also had the Man-Eater for some unkillable stuff, but when I actually ranked him up, I had no means to build an unkillable team. I was using him to beat Astranix the Dark Fae with the depletion of Term-Eater on the Siphon. So I've been using him for spiders, anywhere where I need Term-Eater depletion, even the Fire Knight, Man-Eater went into those comps, so he's been great. Also a block debuffs option to counter some of those waves in the Doom Tower. Doom Priest has been phenomenal as well, mainly for the passive. I put no books into this champion, and she's just been working as my cleanser, right? Been great for the Nightmare, carried me to Ultra Nightmare as well, and she's just been in all of my teams pretty much. But she's had a big punishment to her build, which I'll break down later. As you see here, she's in Toxic now, but I'm scared to show you the build that she's in, because it's terrible. A miscreated monster, ally protector, I would say him and Rathalos have been the two main components of this account for the entirety of it. Like, ally protection, nice shields, he's carried me in spiders, and you know, it's my only form of crowd control outside of Duck the Pierce, who I have in the vault. So this AoE stun has been a huge carry for this account. Of course, max HPs from Royal Guard, I've actually got him in a full Rathalos set, and that's just allowing me to boost up the Term-Eater with the 4-set bonus, as you see here. Just allowing him to take extra turns, and with the Relentless gear as well has been great. And, you know, any kind of dungeon where I need his max HP abilities, he's definitely gone into the teams, especially being the highest aura for the dungeons at 35%. And then the next champion that actually maxed up was Nubbraids himself in Phenax, because I don't have any other block buffs options for the Hydra boss, right? And I was thinking, for me to get any kind of key, I'm gonna need this, right? Because Mischief is stealing everything, and it was just a nasty time once he spreads it everywhere. So I thought it was a really good decision to get a block buffs champion in the mix, as well as pushing me in the ice column as well with his block revive abilities, and great for the arena as well. Because at some point I will be giving this account away. Feel free to subscribe to stay tuned on that once I announce it. But I just felt like it was a great champion to add to the roster for anyone who takes over this account, right? Frozen Banshee, of course, the best poisoner that I've had so far, and there was no way I was putting books into Yaga the Insatiable. So Frozen Banshee, a no-brainer, carried me throughout my entire Clan Boss journey, and still in my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team. Got her in Phantom Touch as well, puts in a phenomenal job. Here, we'll speak about this a little bit later on, but I'm pretty sure you guys are seeing now where we managed to go to Ultra Nightmare. We picked up a certain rare, a secret weapon in Painkeeper, and once you pair that with the Man-Eater, budget unkillable. So we built that up, and you know, I kind of missed out on the Kafru from the Amarant's fusion. I was like, damn, I should have really picked that up to use Taunt to my advantage to make another form of budget unkillable. But picking up the Painkeeper, it was a no-brainer, right? We wanted to start getting those sacred shards and those void shards and legendary skill tomes, and this is a champion that really enables it for Man-Eater, if you don't have two, of course. So definitely a 6-star, and outside of that, still a great champion because we got some decreasing of cooldowns. We've also got AoE heals, which I didn't have prior, as well as some Term-Eater fills for herself. So really happy with this pickup. Was an insta 6-star once I picked it up. And then my final one was actually Ultimate Gaddock, which I did yesterday. And the main reason is Enemy or AoE burners, sorry, are so scarce in this game. There's hardly any. We got Skrank, we got Ultimate Gallic, we've got what's the other one from the Doom Tower? Forgot his name. And then the last one is Mordecai, right? So I thought having an AoE burner, because we don't have any form of R-Tack or something, was just a no-brainer. The only issue is you have to open up with this, get the increased attack, lead into the burns, and requires quite a lot of books just for the cooldowns. But just to be able to have the burn, and to be able to take down the final stage of the Ice Spider in the Doom Tower was definitely necessary for survival, because they keep stripping the buffs. It was a nuisance, right? If I was to rank up anybody else, it probably would have been Godseeker, Aneri, or Gorgorab, but we are very, very close to Arbiter. So once again, once I give this account away, I'm pretty sure you'd rather have an Arbiter than a Gorgorab as your primary reviver, right? And then briefly heading into the vault before we go into the reserve vault, or should we call it the legendary one, because there is so many top tier champions sitting in here. And I've not really announced most of them. Maybe on my community post, I did it sometimes if you guys have seen that. But we got Skimfoss, great Terminator depletion and AoE decreased attack. We got Dr. Pierce, who I would have ranked up if I never pulled a Stag Knight. We got Helmore, which is great for faction wars and some other areas with those burns. Steel Skull, Sinesh's, put her in a stun set. She's going to be top tier. Fasterless Grave Dirt, not the best champion, but AoE strengthens, I believe. And then we got Bovos, Ursine. So there's a good amount of epics here to kind of progress through faction wars or use in certain areas if you wish so. And then also here, 6 legendary champions, but we actually pulled 7 over the 90 days, including Duchess Lilitu, Hefrak, Rorik Wormbane. We got this dude, War Chief. We got Nekmo Far, and even a Void legendary in Gergo the Augur. How crazy is that? I actually got the Gergo about 4 or 5 days ago, pulled a single Void Shard, and boom. He popped out. I was like, happy days. This is going to be absolutely game-changing to pair with Ultimate Gallic as well for the spiders to freeze and also burn, as well as Arena as well. He's going to be a top-tier carry. And then we had the Great Hoof Loriaka, which I sacrificed for a 6-star chicken, or a 5-star chicken, sorry. So I'm pretty happy with the champions we managed to obtain over this time. Of course, we couldn't use any of these ones, but in terms of just epics, I felt like we've done a really good job in terms of my progression, which we'll break down now. I could have went for the fusions like the Amans, and I know many people did and pushed their accounts so much further. But for myself, I really wanted to see the limits I could take in account without those legendaries just powerhousing through everything. And that's where I got my enjoyment. So I chose not to go for any fusion for this series. So okay, what kind of Clan Boss team did we come up with? I guess let's start off with that. So let's go boom, Transcendent Chest. What did we get today? We got a Ancient Shard, so that's going to be our last summon. Let's see what we get. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Give us a legendary champion here for the video. We got a rare, and we got a Master Butcher. Would have actually been handy against Bommel. Back when I was struggling with it. Master Butcher, you decide to pop up now, buddy. But in terms of the Clan Boss team, it was as so. And this was very nifty to put together. I've actually never made a budget and killable team, ever, over the past 5 years of playing this game. And I would say the biggest task in building this was doing the slow boy and determining those stats so they always take a stun. And what I had to do was get the highest HP, but also the lowest defense. But the HP had to be about 5k above someone like Maneater or Painkeeper, right? And you cannot get a crit in like the first 2 turns as well, otherwise they get stunned. Which is the reason why I got the Doom Priest in there for now, because when that happens, she just cleanses it off them and then it gets straight back into rotation. But overall, it does about 23 million average. I would say sometimes 21 million in that range there. But it's mainly because Doom Priest is not the best slow boy. I'd rather have a Cult Brawler, more poisons, or we've got no weakens in here. I was thinking even a Bulwark, the Void Rare Champion, would be perfect here because you get the burns to amplify the damage of Rathalos, as well as the weaken as well. So I think Bulwark would be the best slow boy for this position here. And in terms of the stats for this team, we got Frozen Banshee at 187, so it's not crazy fast for anybody. We got Maneater at 257. This was a stretch to get to be honest. We got Painkeeper at 223. Doom Priest at 119, but of course, this could be absolutely anyone you wish so. And then also a Rathalos at 181 speed. So let's just go into this and see how we got it set up, right? So it's full auto with the presets that I just had. Up until one point, we'll have to do a single A1 with Painkeeper for some reason. So we go boom. Poison sensitivity, decreased defense goes out. increased attack. It's actually pretty good for Rathalos in hindsight, getting that extra bonus because we can't use the A3 because it gives them increased speed. And then here what we'd do is we'd just do an A1 here, take off auto, go straight back into auto again. And then the stun should just be going onto the Doom Priest with the way that we've determined the stats. So it's a pretty decent team. Of course, I'd rather have like a 2-to-1 double man-eater comp or something. But just to be able to say that I did it before the series ends, I'm pretty hyped with, to be fair. But I guess whilst this is going on, let's just bring up the website so we're not sitting here looking at a Clan Boss team. Let's go boom. And I wanted to see what you guys have done in the community as well as where the content creators stands one day before the finale, right? And a big shout out to all of the content creators that got involved, by the way. It's been phenomenal getting to know my team and just other creators in the scene as well. So in terms of the content creators, Cropsio has actually been crushing it on the top of these leaderboards. And I believe him, Colred Plays, and Big Papa Drock have been battling it out for like the top 3 of just the content creators in terms of points. So it'll be interesting to see where that stands by tomorrow. But as of now, look at this, 17 6-star champions. I only managed to develop 10, so being able to do that is a massive achievement. And also just everybody here that managed to push out so many champions in those 30 or 90 days, sorry. Some great Hall developments. I actually decided to scatter mine everywhere because it just gave us some great points, right? So I decided to do that as a final push, as a strategic play. Faction Wars, look at this, 559, that is bonkers. So like halfway to Lydia, right? If I'm not mistaken. Was it like... Is it 900 stars? I'll have to check later. Can't remember. But that's still very impressive to do in that time period. Arena, pretty much everyone was in gold 5. The platinum would just be dibbling your toes in it and then going straight back out. I don't think that would be on reset. But if it was, that's actually very impressive. I guess like some of these players do have Amans. So it could be possible. I could be wrong. Tag team bronze 4. Very cool. Current fastest champion 329 from Mullet Reaver. That's bonkers. Normal campaign, nightmare campaign and stuff. You know, pretty self-explanatory. It's just wave-based content. But Rotation 2, I managed to beat Rotation 2, the only content creator to do it, which I felt like was a great achievement because the first 30 days was like the hardest one to do it, in my opinion, because you're trying to farm food, trying to farm champions, you don't have the gear yet. So doing that was crazy hard, especially on the Eternal Dragon rotation, right? Then we also managed to take down the Dark Fae one. That was pretty cool. I did it with this team here. Man-Eater and the Royal Guard, like I mentioned before. This one here, I'm actually stuck on 120, so I may not finish it by tomorrow, but I'm going to try my best. If not, I'll just do it the day after with a Duchess Lilitu once we're allowed to use our legendaries again. But the main thing is just trying to keep the champions alive, right? We keep getting stripped and we need block revival burns. So I may have to put lifesteal onto my ultimate Gallic, but we'll see. A Clan Boss progress, we're actually third here at 23.7 million damage. A bit of a spoiler for what you're seeing today. So that's a free key territory, right? Very happy with that. Something we could do on a daily basis and get our top chests for the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Deadwood Jedi absolutely crushed it with the Cathru, like I mentioned prior. That's great. And so many other cool teams here as well, like Cropsio, look at this, Tarogi the Frog Comp, and Odd One Gaming with the Skull Crusher team. So many cool teams out here, right? Dr. Pierce, Arbiters, let's go. Hydra Boss, 49.41 million damage. That is crazy. I'm pretty sure Colred's going to be up all night today trying to get to that top place. That's going to be funny. Big Papa Drock as well, creeping up. He had a great collab with Nub Rates, which I enjoyed watching. Didn't really manage to squeeze onto this one, I didn't. I've been struggling on the Hydra Boss. Dungeons, right, everyone's just kind of topsy-turvy everywhere. I managed to fit into a few of them, and that was basically it for the CCs. In terms of the community now, let's have a quick look. Champion developments. Well, how can we do it so we can do like show leaderboards? Oh, here we go. So JS Foot has come out on top here at 14,000 points. That's crazy. Damn. Panda's been crushing it. A few creators in the mix. Mullet Reaver, Odd One. I actually came 15th overall. Well, it might change. I might go down a bit more by tomorrow. But as it stands right now, not too bad, right? And for anyone that's actually made it onto this, congratulations, because that is not an easy task. Like trying to get all of those points. But let's go, man. You guys have absolutely crushed it. Let's see. Creators. Not creators, sorry. Community. So Pandas. I've seen Brackus a lot, actually, over this series. This Brackus free-to-play. Panda's been crushing it. JS Foot, of course. Snack Bags. Raiden Rumble. With a Faction Wars progress. Look at this. 671 is bonkers. A few Platinum players as well. Let me know in the comment section below, by the way. Are any of you guys on this leaderboard watching this video at the moment? Pretty interested to know. Well, this is interesting. In terms of Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss in the community, I actually came 7th. I'm pretty proud of that. Of course, it's an unkillable team, but in the grand scheme of things, I still would have maybe pushed Ultra Nightmare with some other champions. I would have just had to go down a different route with like the Sepulchre Sentinels, the God Seekers, maybe a bit of extra ally protection in there. But pretty cool. What's actually the top damage? 38 million using a non-unkillable team, which is interesting. Resetting with Naya with ally protection. That's a very interesting composition there. Congratulations on that one. That's actually really cool. This is the kind of team I would have pushed for, potentially. Very similar to this. And you can see here, it done 33 million damage. But the Geomancer is the big playing field in that as well. So I maybe would have got about 20 million. Take 30 million off that. Hydra Boss, 130 mil? What? What are these teams? What are these teams? It's crazy. They've all got revivers. This is what I'm lacking on my account. But yeah, man, you guys have absolutely been crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. I've been following this over the whole series and it's been really cool to catch up on it. So we're currently on turn count 47 at just under 21 million. This does happen from time to time, and what it comes down to is the placement of the brimstone, the amount of times that we get those poisons out, or if we resist the poison sensitivity. All these things come into play, but sometimes after 4 key, sometimes after 3 key is what it is. But I'm pretty happy that we can at least get this done before the series end, right? So there's those counterattacks, there's the brimstone. So there's little things like that just add to our damage. So this should be about 22 million or so after we get that 250k brimstone proc. There we go. 250k and 22.5 million damage. So just under a 3 key for today. So you might have to do 4 keys depending on the damage that we get, right? So okay, what other things did we do? So missions, arena, we actually did a really big mistake because when I built up Phenax, I built him for the pure reason of getting the 6-star ascension right here. And then I was like, for God's sake, I just ascended it just by, I'm just used to it, right, on my main account. Click the button, I was like, I am not maxing up another spirit champion for the sake of it. So I chose to neglect the Arbiter missions because once the series ends, just as an account, I could just put it on Duchess Lilitu, and you've seen all of the champions here. It just sets you up to finish up for Arbiter. Spirit, Magic, Force, Void. Sorted, right? That's going to be all of the ascensions that we need to get that done. So that's not a problem. But the affinity bonus to level 9, I was like, we're cutting it short. I've already made that mistake on the ascension with the Phenax. Is there any point trying to finish this off now? And I just decided not to, and to just push for champions to go as far as I can, right? So that's what I decided to do. So arena, of course, we could be grinding it, but I chose to just scatter it all around the board for points for the series, just for my team, right? So it's not too bad. So I've indexed mostly into defense. We just have to get to a 9. So we just have to farm some more gold medals. But we could do that over some time, right? Looking forwards. And in terms of the challenges, we completely finished those outside of the free affinity bonuses to level 5. But that just comes with time as well. In terms of the Doom Tower, of course, we beat every single rotation on normal outside of the first rotation, weirdly. I've been struggling with the Frost Spider, and that mainly comes down to the survivability of Ultimate Gallic, but we should be able to do that over the next 24 hours. That's all I'm going to be doing. Cursed City, we managed to do some floors as well. We got a reset, but I've been going through, picking up some rewards along the way, and we even beat the Bommel stage, which was pretty cool. Mainly solo with Rathalos Blade Master and timing his abilities, so we don't get stripped. So Doom Tower was cool, Clan Boss was cool, Hydra was trash. Arena, we reached Gold 5 at one point, but it's been really hard to hold that steadily. So we've just been looking for one-man defenses to climb pretty much until we get our legendary champions, right, by tomorrow. Faction Wars progress, we didn't focus on it too much, just here and there. The main progress was in the Knights Revenant, so maybe we can get a few more starts here today for some points on the board. And yeah, dungeons, we did Iron Twins up to stage 7. We've done the highest level of the keeps, apart from Spirit, because I don't have heal reduction. Arcane, we did it for every single one. We got up to stage 20. Minotaurs, we're farming this in around 40 seconds, so I can get my scrolls effectively. Ice Golem, we got to stage 22. We can actually probably get a bit further now, but once again, once we pass this series, let me know if you want me to carry on a little bit longer to see where we can take it. But with those legendary champions, we'll probably go hard mode dungeons and all of that good stuff, especially with that Duchess Lilitu, right? Spiders Den, we got to stage 22 or so. I farm, which stage do I farm? I think I farms 21 or 20, one of the two. But I was kind of sad we couldn't get to 25. But it comes down to no Terminator depletion or no cold hearts and stuff. But we'll see. We might be able to make it work over time. Dragon's Lair, we got to stage 25. I wish I could have got to hard mode. I just couldn't beat the first stage. Finite, we beat stage 20. That was the kind of cap that we could do. Sun Devils, stage 7, and also the Phantom Shoguns, we got to stage 10. So that was it in terms of dungeon progression as well. And that was basically it, guys. The champions we got, the ones that we pulled, the progress that we had, and I'm really happy what we achieved by day number 90 on this account, right? Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss probably being my favorite, and just the Doom Tower stuff in general. So let's just see where the final points stand now. So we just go boom, take off the show creator, show leaderboards, and Team YST, as we call it, Team Shadowverse, are actually 3,500 points in the lead. So unless some of these guys make a crazy push today, it may be in the bag. And it feels good to be a part of a winning team for once with some of these challenges. I've come so close on so many, right? All these Clan Boss drafts, the faction games, you name it. So it's pretty cool that we put in the work and managed to remain top for the past month or so. Core replacement absolutely crushed it, over 10,000 points. We got close to 8,000, as well as everyone else putting some numbers up here on the boards. Team Deadwood's been crushing it. Everyone's been crushing it, pretty much. Like, I've been following for the entire time, and Big Papa Druck as well. I know that he's been loving it, and he just scraped 10,000 points. But yeah, guys, I guess that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. We should be back with videos now. I know I've been away for a while. I might explain it in a future video. Just wanted to get back, say hello, break down the series, and expect some more videos in the near future. Have an amazing rest of your day and a great start to your weekend, and I'll see you all in a video soon. Peace.